Are we generous in telling others how much we appreciate them and how grateful we are that they are in our life, how much we love them? Do we make time to be with our loved ones, and not only going to your child's or grandchild's school or sports events or your spouse's work gatherings, but do you make time to go to the lake or to the park, with the main focus being simply to enjoy each other's presence? Do you give your undivided attention to the person that you're talking to? Do you choose to look at them in the eye instead of looking beyond their shoulder to see who's behind them? Do you choose to listen more than you speak in conversation with others? At home, are you able to unplug from your computer and iPhone so that you can just be with your family? It's actually so very interesting. You would think that if we sought to give more than we receive, then we would feel less empty because we had less. We would feel less because we had less. But when it comes to generosity, it has the opposite effect, and the opposite is true. Two researchers from Notre Dame coined what they call the generosity paradox. And what they found is that those who freely give of themselves, they freely give of their time, their money, their kind words, they are more likely to live a meaningful and joy-filled life than those who are not as generous. And we know that to be true. When we spend time with others, when we generously give of ourselves, we feel good about it and that we're participating in a bigger purpose and need that reaches beyond our own lives. When we're at the end of our lives, I don't think a single one of us will think, gee, I wish I would have had more stuff. I wish I would have kept more stuff for myself, or I wish I didn't spend so much time with my family and friends. Actually, I think it'll probably be the opposite. We probably wish we spent more time with our loved ones. We probably wish we would have spent more time sharing kind words to each other. Probably would wish we would have been more generous with what we had. I wonder, what happens to the man in our scripture after Jesus told him to not be concerned and worried about dividing the inheritance? I wonder, did he go back to his brother and demand his share? Or did he let it go like Jesus told him to? Now, we don't know. If the man did heed Jesus' words, then he made the right choice. If he did not, and he demanded to have his fair share from his brother, I imagine that as he grew older, Jesus' words probably rang in his ear. One's life does not consist in the abundance of possessions. Now, we all have goals and aspirations in life, and as Christians, one of our goals needs to be exhibiting all the fruit of the Spirit in our life. The fruit of the Spirit that Paul talked about in Galatians. And one of the reasons why I decided to preach the sermon series on the fruit of the Spirit was because we all need to not only become more knowledgeable about the fruit of the Spirit and the misconceptions that surround them, but we also need to be honest with ourselves about which fruit we really need to work on. Now, one of my goals in life is I would really love to leave a legacy of generosity. I would love that during my funeral, I would love for the pastor to be able to say about me, Melinda, she was generous. She was generous with her time, with her word, with her money. She just had a generous spirit. But I'll make a confession. Generosity doesn't come as naturally to me like some of the other fruit of the Spirit. I'm not a Scrooge, but I'm cheap. And I don't like to spend money. And I wrestle with this belief that I won't have enough. I won't have enough when I need a new car, or when Ben goes to college, or when I'm retired. Now, it would be easy for me to choose to not be generous, and it would be easy for any one of us to not be generous. I have a kid, some of you have kids. I have a mortgage, some of you guys have a mortgage. I have house repairs, some of you have house repairs. I have car problems. Some of you have car problems. And that all adds up. And we can all use those reasons to justify why we aren't as generous as we could be. But at the heart of generosity is an attitude, a determination, a commitment to choose to be generous despite our life's circumstances. Every day, we can choose to be generous. You don't have to have a full bank account, or all the free time in the world, or be the most eloquent speaker. You simply need to be committed to give more than we receive. So are you generous? Can you say that about yourself, that you are generous? More importantly, is your mindset one that chooses to exhibit the fruit of generosity? Maybe you're not where you want to be yet. And if you're not where you want to be yet in regards to generosity, what are you going to do to grow the fruit of generosity in your life so that at the end of your life, it can be said about you that you were a generous person? And the whole church said,